2, 2, 3, 4. I'm Laila Biali, and we're in Toronto, Ontario, making a new record at Revolution Recording Studios.
Last night, angels they wept, rocked like a child as we slept.
We made the last record here. It's one of my favorite studios in town to record at, probably my favorite. And we're here with the trio, laying down what we call the bed tracks, so the basics for each song, which is interesting because, you know, in jazz, the element of interactivity is so critical. But for us, this is just a process that works. We get, you know, myself and Larnell on drums, or Ben on drums, and Rich Brown and George Koller on bass. And we just start making it happen, and then we sort of layer up from there.
You pretend not to care, drinking the anger and drown in despair.
Where do I breathe?
Yeah, we're just sneak them in wherever you can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've been working with Laila for probably we're into our 11th year, I believe. When preparing for a studio session, specifically with Laila, I'm always thinking ahead of time, what's the music going to be like? What instruments might blend best with the other players or the style of the song? So I bring more instruments than I need. Sometimes it shows up in the middle of the session that sound would be best for that song.
Working with Laila, I mean, we've been friends for so long, and what I love about working with Laila is that the second she walks through the door, the life walks into the room. You know, it's positivity, you know, she takes her time and she's very gracious, and it's a beautiful experience because she allows me to be who I want to be, and she allows me to open myself up and express myself on the drums.
Sugar, because I'm also sad. Sugar, because I feel so bad. Sugar, so I can just forget. Sugar, because my mind is sad. Sugar, because I'm lonely still. Sugar, cause there's a hole to fill. Sugar, because it don't cost much. Sugar so sweet, it's like a human touch. Sipping your soda and eating your pie. No one to get in your way. Dipping the honey, now we're flying high. No better end of the day.
Here's the thing about working with Laila that's different than a lot of the other singers that I get to work with. I love the fact that there's a definite pop sensibility to her music, but then there are also these elements of things that are challenging to musicians, that musicians really love. So there's always this cool juxtaposition of complexity and simplicity. I absolutely love when I get the opportunity to play. It's always a huge pleasure for me.
She walks down the avenue with the daybreak light.
So Laila and I met in, I believe it was January of 2007, and we were both asked to play together in Paula Cole's band. And so the very first time Laila and I met was in a rehearsal studio in New York City. It's Euphoria Rehearsal Studios on 27th Street in Manhattan. And we sat down and started playing music together, and it's just been going ever since. I feel like it's each record that Laila and I have done together represent a period of our lives, whether it was New York, just being married. The last record was really about having just moved to Toronto. And I feel like this record is sort of this record more about us currently, really our chapter in Toronto.
Come on down, there's a fire underground.
My new album, Out of Dust, is about overcoming. The music was written in a time in my life where there were a lot of difficult things going on. I've always believed that there are threads of hope and light in everything that we face in our lives. And so my hope is that in these unprecedented times, that the songs will ultimately be uplifting, because really at the end of it all, I believe that something good comes out of everything that we go through if we hold out the belief and hope that everything can ultimately be used for good.
Down, there's a fire blowing round. Come on down when you hear that sound. Come on down, there's a fire under.